What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're doing for Tier List Thursday. We're doing every single Dreamworks movie from worst to best. And this one comes from Metro Man from the Discord, so thank you very much for this suggestion. If you guys have any cool ideas for a future tier list you want to see me do, let me know in the comments below. And if I use your suggestion, I'll give you a shout out. Now before we jump into this video, I have the different categories. We have amazing, we have good, we have okay, we have bad, we have booty, and we have didn't see. Now the thing with Dreamworks movies is, I've seen the majority of these movies, but I haven't seen a lot of them too. So I was initially thinking that maybe I should try to watch as many as possible before jumping into this tier list, but considering I've seen the majority of them, and I have a good an idea / opinion on all of them, I think it's okay for me to jump into this. Also, I think the tier list I found is actually like a little bit of an older one, maybe made in like 2017-ish, 2018-ish, because there are some of the newer Dreamworks movies that are missing, and like How to Train Your Dragon 3, but I'm just gonna wait till the end of the video to do that one because I'm gonna go in chronological order. So yeah, with that said, let us begin. First, we have Ants. I think Ants is a good movie. I always liked Ants. When I was younger, I thought Ants was actually better than Bug's Life. Now that I'm older, Bug's Life is the superior movie. However, Ants does have a certain quality to it, and the story is pretty good. I think it's better than okay, but it's definitely not an amazing movie. So I'm gonna put it as good. Next one we have The Prince of Egypt. I think this is a good movie, not only just, for people who are, Christians, but overall the story of Moses, it is a very interesting story, especially with the point of view in which it does seem very magical in some points. And the Bible, and specifically this part of the Bible, it does feel like there is that underlining magic to the characters. And yeah, it's just cool to see Moses kind of raise the ranks and do his thing, so that's good. All right, next one we have El Dorito. I know it's El Dorado, but I always call it El Dorito for some reason. It just always sounded funny to me as a kid. Whatever the case, I remember it being pretty fun, but it's been about since I was a kid since I saw it, so I honestly just can't judge it. I'm gonna put it in the didn't see category. Next one, Chicken Run. I think this one is okay. When I was a kid, I loved this movie, and then I rewatched it recently, and I say recently, maybe about a year ago, and I found it was just fine. It wasn't really good, but it wasn't bad, so it's just fine. Characters are fun, story is decent, but it's okay. Next one, Shrek 1. Amazing. Come on now. Shrek is love. Shrek is life. But most importantly, Shrek is amazing. And I can see the argument for putting it as just a good movie, but if you put it anywhere else, you're wrong. That's just how it is. Even if you put it in the didn't see because you didn't see it yet, you're wrong because you need to see it. So, just the way it is. Next one we have Spirit. I never saw this one. Usually horse movies were more directed towards girls, and I bet my sister really liked this movie. But for me, I completely just wrote it off, never saw it. I'm sure it's probably pretty good, but I don't care. So I probably won't watch it unless my daughter watches it, in which case then I will watch it with her. So maybe this can change. I'll probably do an updated list to this tier list at some point, and then we can actually go into the specifics and stuff. But for right now, Spirit is into the didn't see category. Okay, next one we have Sinbad. Another movie I didn't see. I heard from people that it's either good or bad. You either like it or you hate it. For the story and the entertainment value, it's good, but the story itself is dumb. That's what I've been told. I could be wrong, but I remember hearing that. So I guess that's the way it is. Next, Shrek 2. Amazing. Better than the first one. I'm just going to spoil this right now. I don't think there is a movie of Dreamworks that has ever surpassed Shrek 2. The story, the evolving of the characters, the introduction of Puss in Boots, the final fight. Dude, that final fight, I need a hero. Come on. You can't beat that. That's just too good. So it's amazing. Maybe one of these other movies will beat it when I get to it. I think about it more, but for right now, no. Shark Tale. I think this is okay. I think it's right above bad. because I do like the idea of the character kind of being like crapped upon, not having any like future, taking upon a challenge that he's definitely not prepared for, and then getting lucky during that challenge, winning, and then kind of being beloved by everyone and living this false life. And slowly he starts to realize that he's losing himself. This movie kind of has like a fallen hero arc, you know, except for there's a little bit more before he actually becomes the hero in that arc. For instance, like he starts at 0, then he becomes a hero, and then it gets to his head and he starts to falter, and then eventually he discovers how to become a hero, and that's always good. So I don't think this movie is bad, but I definitely don't think it's good. So that's why it's in the okay category. On a given day, I might say it's bad, and I know people have complained about it in the past, and I've seen other lists where people have always put this one as like one of the worst, but I think it's fine. Some of the animation's kind of weird, but it's fine. Next one, Madagascar. I think Madagascar is good. Just barely good. When I was younger, I really loved that movie. Upon rewatching it with my daughter, it's good, but like just barely better than okay. So it goes there. Next one, Wallace and Gromit. I didn't actually see this one. I remember loving the original when I was a kid, because that used to actually be claymation, and then this one I think is animated claymation. So what they did was some of it is claymation, but some of it is actually animated too. Whatever the case, I never watched it, so I like the first one, so I'm sure it's fun, but I never watched it. Over the Hedge, another one I didn't see. The only thing I remember about this movie is that little guy's name is Hammy, and the reason why I know his name is Hammy was because there was this one girl, Tori, back in school, and she loved Hammy. Like, if Hammy was a real hamster, she would have smothered him. You know, she would have probably hugged him so tight, she would have killed him. She was like one of those kids, you know what I mean? I liked her. She was nice. She was a gentle soul, but sometimes she got a little overexcited, and I could see her like accidentally killing Hammy. So might have been a little bit of a tangent there. So let's continue. Oh, and Tori, if you're watching this, sorry. Okay, another one. What is Flushed Away? I never even heard of this one. All these other ones I've heard of, but I don't even know what this is. It looks like the same claymation type style as something from Wallace and Gromit, but Flushed Away. It's just like a good looking rat and I'm guessing it's two rats that get flushed away together in a toilet or something, and then have to work their way back. That's the journey. That's probably what it is. I don't have to see the movie, but just hearing the title and looking at the characters, I just guessed the entire plot. And I didn't see it, but it's probably pretty bad. So we're gonna put it right there. Next one we have Shrek the Third. For me, Shrek 1 was amazing. Shrek 2 was even better. And Shrek 3 was a letdown. I'm gonna probably put it somewhere in the okay category. I honestly think that Madagascar was a better movie than Shrek the Third. It's not really a bad movie. There's nothing in it that I can really complain about. I just think it's the fact that it's just not as good as the previous films that just brings it down. Now I haven't seen that movie for about like 3 years now, so maybe my thoughts have changed since then, but for right now, I think it's not good. It's almost good though, so that's why it's gonna go right there. Next one, B movie. I just don't understand this movie. My daughter loves this movie because of reasons. I think it's because the animation's funny to her or something, but it's just so weird. Like, I get the story, but I also don't understand why it's a story. Do you know what I mean? So, I think it's bad. It's got some good jokes here and there, I'll admit, some good adult jokes. But in the end of the day, the story is so pointless and dumb. It just doesn't need to exist. It kind of seems like this movie had like senioritis, if you know what I mean. Like, when you're in high school and you try your hardest until you're at the end of your senior year, you know, you already got your college lined up, you know, you don't have to try anymore, and you're still stuck. And it feels like this movie is just kind of like stuck. So that could just be me But it's a bad movie. I can't say it's booty because it's not completely awful, but yeah, it's a bad movie. Next one, Kung Fu Panda, the first one. I actually like this one. I'm probably gonna put this like right up, probably right there. I think it's better than Ants, but not as good as the Prince of Egypt. But it's pretty fun. I like the idea of Po. When I first saw the idea of this movie, I thought this was gonna be awful, and then I was delightfully surprised. You know, it was almost like it subverted my expectations, but actually did it right. Rian Johnson. So yeah, good movie. Always entertaining, so it's gonna go right there. Next one, Madagascar II. I do think that Madagascar II has some heart, but it's just not as entertaining as the first one. So I'll put it there. Yeah, the first one is more entertaining. They're both good movies for what they are. Madagascar 1 is just a little better in my opinion. I like the fact that we dove into Alex's background. There was kind of more exploration to his character and where he came from. And it was cool to see that character expanded upon. But honestly, Madagascar 1 was a story that didn't need a sequel. It could have just ended there. That's fine. So I do feel that the sequel is, while intriguing, and while able to explain and kind of justify itself, it was ultimately unneeded. And for that reason, it's just a little bit behind Madagascar 1. Next one, we have How to Train Your Dragon 1. So this is a really good movie. There's only one problem I have with How to Train Your Dragon 1. And that is Hiccup's voice. I like the actor who plays him, but the voice is just so awful. These movies would be so much more better if they just had a different voice actor in them. I mean, in a way, I kind of grew up with these movies too. Kinda. Like, I grew up alongside Hiccup. I think Hiccup was like 12 or 13 in the first movie, and that's how old I was when the first movie came out. And then, you know, the second movie came out, he was like 17, 18. That's how old I was when the second movie came out. You know, so I kind of grew up with Hiccup. And while I could always put myself in his shoes, the voice always just kind of pulled me out. So if they were to, let's say, take these movies and change the voice actor in them, make it a little more good, maybe get me as a voice actor, I'll do it for free. I'm not lying. We could make these movies better, but that voice, I just can't get by it. Moving on, Monsters and Aliens. This is a bad movie. I remember watching this one probably like 4 or 5 years ago, and I did not like it. I'm sure it might be better now if I rewatch it, but nah, it's bad for me right now. Shrek Forever After. I do like this one a little bit more than Shrek the Third, but it's not good. Overall, Shrek the Third and Shrek Forever After didn't necessarily even add anything upon the story, upon Shrek and Fiona's relationship with the characters. Nothing was really added upon. So because of that, I'm going to put it as okay. But I can't say that they're bad. I've heard people talk about how bad these last two movies are, especially the third, but they're not bad movies. There is no bad Shrek movie. And if you think that, I'm sorry to say it, but you're wrong. That's just the way it is. Next we have Megamine. Megamine. I think it's okay. I might put it between the two Shreks. I think it's okay. I like the voice acting. The characters are pretty good. The story is a little meh. But whenever I watch this movie, even regarding the cons, it's entertaining. So I'll put it right there, I think. Next one, Kung Fu Panda 2. I think that this is actually better right there. I'll put that right there. Right in front of How to Train Your Dragon. It's better than the first one. It's interesting how well Dreamworks is able to make a sequel movie. It seems like every sequel movie that Dreamworks has made, their sequel of that original movie is so much more better, and then they continue to like make them, and they just aren't as good as it goes as time goes on. I mean, the only exception, I guess you could say, is Madagascar, but even then I said they're pretty much the same. Madagascar 1 is just a little bit better. So I don't know. I know Dreamworks is working on Shrek 5. I heard. So we'll see. Maybe they can bring it back together, but I guess we'll see how that goes. Puss in Boots. I think this one is okay. A little better than Shrek Forever After, but it's not good. It's cool to kind of get a little more backstory on Puss in Boots, but the story itself ultimately unneeded. Feels like it was kind of made just for a cash grab, but at least they tried, and you can feel that. So I'm gonna put it there. Next one, Madagascar World Party. Booty. That movie was made specifically just for the money. Now here's the thing, I haven't seen this for a couple years, so maybe it could have changed, but what I remember specifically about this movie compared to the first Madagascars is Madagascar 1 was a fun romp through the jungle, right? Madagascar 2 was kind of going deeper into Alex's backstory, and then Madagascar 3 was just like nothing. There was no gravity to it. It didn't have anything about it. You know, even if you want to complain about the first two Madagascars, at least they were entertaining and they had some type of purpose. This one doesn't have any purpose. Like I said, it's been a couple years. I could be wrong, but I remember watching that movie and thinking to myself, what am I even doing? Why am I watching this film? It has no substance to it. So it goes in the booty tier. That's just the way it is. Next one, Rise of the Guardians. I actually didn't see this movie. I want to though. I feel like that's one of the movies I should watch. Like all these I can kind of ignore. I want to watch El Dorado again, and I kind of want to watch the Wallace and Gromit. But Rise of the Guardians, that's like the one movie I should see. I feel like there's something about it that just seems interesting, and I want to watch it. I just haven't really got around to it. So if you'd recommend it, let me know in the comments below, because I like the idea of Jack Frost and Santa Claus all working together. So I guess we'll have to wait and see. Maybe one day I'll check it out. All right, next one, the Croods. I think the Croods is okay. I'll probably put it right there. Croods is okay. I'm not in love with it. They're making a sequel soon. It's just like the definition of a fine Dreamworks movie. Just fine. You know, there's not much things I can complain about it, but there's nothing I can really give pros to either. Overall, it's okay. Next one, the Peabody and Sherman movie. I know for a fact I didn't see that one, and I don't want to. So it's going in the didn't see category. Now here we come to How to Train Your Dragon 2. This one is amazing. Right behind Shrek 1. This is definitely the best How to Train Your Dragon movie. I think that not only does it do a good job of taking what the first movie established and really building upon it, but it also establishes its like own existence. Like while Dragons 1 and Dragons 2 are connected, they do feel like they could be their own story. Like you don't have to watch Dragons 1 to get Dragons 2, and I think that's really important for a movie to be able to do. Now of course it helps to do that, and I recommend watching 1 and 2, but you don't have to. Like Dragons 2 stands on its own, and not only does it stand on its own, but it stands above Dragons 1 in my placement. So yeah, really good movie. The only con is the main voice actor, but you just ignore that. It's amazing. Next one, Turbo. This is one of these movies. This is just a bad movie. I don't even know where to put this. I actually kind of want to put it a little bit in front of B movie. It's just such a dumb concept. And that's why I feel like the bad movies are just the dumb concept movies. You know, the booty movies are the cash grabs, right? And the majority of these are kind of cash grabs in a way. But just all the movies in the bad category are just like, why do they exist type movies? So, yeah, Turbo goes there. Another one, Home. I completely ignored that one. I was not going to watch that. That looks like one of these. It looks like one of these dumb cash grabs. I feel like Over the Hedge is one of those cash grab ones. Flushed Away is probably a cash grab. Peabody probably has some type of substance. I'm just not interested in checking it out. But yeah, no, I ignore those ones for sure. Next one, Penguins of Madagascar. I did not see. I think they have a TV show, but if I had to choose, it'd go in the bad category because that's the cash grab category. So in fact, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna change this quick. Cash grabs. Why does it look like that? That's dumb. Bad / cash grabs. That's what it's gonna be now. That's just the way it is. You got a problem with that? You can leave it in the comments below. Next one, Kung Fu Panda 3. I think that this is another good movie. I'm gonna probably put it like right behind Kung Fu Panda 1 though. Cause I like the first one more than I like the third one, but the second one was definitely the best. The third one feels a little bit okay compared to those two, but overall it's still a good movie, so I'm gonna put it there. Okay, next we have Boss Baby. You know, for every single one of my friends who has like a toddler, and even my toddler, they love Boss Baby, and I don't understand. I think it's mostly because the animation and it's a baby and it's funny looking. I don't know. Whatever the case, it's a bad movie. It's a cash grab movie. I'll probably put it in front of Turbo because it does have a little more substance compared to the other movies, but yeah, it's bad. Next one, Trolls. Trolls is actually a solid, good movie, I'll be honest. Not only just because of the fun, you know, musical events that happen, but also because like the plot of the story is actually pretty fun. Like, yeah, it's zany and it doesn't 100% always make sense, but I think the world it establishes allows it to be that way. And because of that, it's good. I'll probably put it like right behind Kung Fu Panda 3. Now there are a couple of DreamWorks movies we missed, so let's check it out quick. All right, so we have, after Boss Baby, Captain Underpants. Oh, okay, so Trolls came out before Boss Baby, my bad. Whatever the case, Captain Underpants, the movie, didn't see it, but I used to love the comics, so it's probably pretty funny. Next one, How to Train Your Dragon, The Hidden World. I would probably put that one, you know, actually, let me look at the rest of these quick. Okay, I didn't see in the rest of these. World Tour is probably pretty fun, but it's probably not as good as the first one. All right, and the Croods I'm not gonna really care about anyways. All right, moving on. So where would I put How to Train Your Dragon 3? I'd probably put it, if it was on this list, of course, I'd put it maybe right behind Kung Fu Panda 2, but in front of How to Train Your Dragon 1. Just because the movie is good, but it's like the first movie is good, the second movie is amazing, and the third one is good too. So it just kind of have like this like arc. I think mostly the reason why I have How to Train Your Dragon 3 behind 2 and 1 is because the main villain isn't as scary. Like in the first one, it was a massive dragon. In the second one, it was a crazy dude with a massive dragon. And the third one, it was just a hunter who likes to hunt dragons. And he has like the ability to kind of control these like evil half dragon bat things. And that's cool, but I do kind of feel like Drago is like the final villain. Like Drago should have been the final fight. I don't know. I could be wrong, but that's how I feel. So there you go, guys. That is my ranking for all the DreamWorks movies. What do you guys think? What are your favorite movies? What are your least favorite movies? Let me know in the comments below. Like I said at the beginning of this video, if you have any cool suggestions for like future tier list or ranks, let me know in the comments below. It can be about Star Wars, it can be about Marvel, it can be pretty much about anything like this, like just DreamWorks or something random. So let me know in the comments below, because if I use your suggestion, I'll give you a shout out in that video. But thanks again for watching, guys, and I'll catch you later. Peace.